Well, I think it was about time I took the Epic 2 out for a pest control session again. Please pay no attention to that piece of wood over there. I'm a bit on the pedantic side and I don't want to ruin the great finish on this gun. The scope that I have mounted on the gun is the Vector Optics Continental 3-18x50 first focal plane. Lately I started using my sunshades to hopefully to improve the image quality and reduce the glare of the front lens. I got the Orion scope cam mount, courtesy of Orion the Iguana Hunter, the Hush carbon fiber suppressor to quiet the gun down. And in this video I'll be shooting ZAN slugs again, only this time the size and weight are going to be different, let me show you. 28 grains, size .218. The guys from Epic Airguns saw one of my Instagram posts and in the comment section they advised me to use those specific slugs with my 550mm CZ barrel. I imagine those are the ones that gave them best results. And now let me show you what I was able to achieve with them at 55 yards at the range. But first I had to increase the regulator working pressure in order to achieve the required velocity with the heavier 28 grain slugs. For that purpose I used the special tool supplied by Epic Airguns. And I suggest you remove that keychain type of ring, it's just too soft and you cannot rotate the tool with it. Use something else instead. "110 yards. Looks like the one to the right is, or was, taking a rest. Permanent rest for the other one." Well, I definitely failed to adjust the parallax here, so apologies for the blurry image, everyone. I'm afraid it happens when you switch from one scope to another too often, and when you're in a hurry to take the shot and not miss the opportunity. How stupid can you get? They were pretty quick to return. You can clearly tell which one is the male and which one is the female. That one would be the male. Very, very good. But he's gonna remain up there. Okay, we already have one pigeon, so it's cat feeding time. Check this out. Those were a couple of very nice shots with the Epic 2 at 110 yards. But afterwards I spent almost an entire hour at that position waiting for something to happen, And no more pigeons landed up there. I think it's because the carcass that remained on the rooftop is scaring them away. So the rest decided to land on the silos again. That's 51 yards. Wind is picking up. Hold under. The cat is nowhere in sight, so I'll just set this one down here for her. I'm sure she'll find it. And since it's been pretty slow today, I'd like to take the time and make a little test. I will place a bottle of water with a volume of 11 liters. That's close to 3 gallons, which was kind of difficult to carry around, especially with this broken handle. And it's 90 yards away from my gun. Let's see what will be the expansion of those 28 grain ZAN slugs at that distance. Alright, everything is set here. Now back to the Epic 2. Well, yes, I'm afraid we had a clean pass through and we won't be able to retrieve the slug. Oh, yes. It's leaking from the other side. But I think I have a solution to this problem. And the solution is called placing a second bottle right next to the first one. This one is still full enough, and maybe I'll aim a little lower too. Amazingly, the second bottle turned out to be thicker. There is just one hole, that's the entry. Nothing on the back, it's not even leaking. This means that the slug is inside. I'll try to make sure I don't lose it. Well, after all, it's mostly lead. Should be heavy and just remain inside. Okay, and let's try not to lose it. Well, I have to say I'm kind of surprised. There is no expansion, it's just bent. That's weird. Still hungry after having 2 pigeons? "59 yards, we give this guy inside. Okay. Well, who said you couldn't shoot this thing offhand? I'm indoors. So this was an indoor shot. I was leaning right here on this wall. You can even see the marks of my fingers. It's pretty dusty. Yeah. And that pigeon was up there. The distance is about 20 yards, I imagine. It was kind of dark inside, so I reduced the frame rate of my GoPro to 120. I hope the footage was good enough. As you can see, reducing the frame rate of my scope cam to 120 was just not enough. It was already too dark for scope camming in there, even though it may not seem so when you look at the footage from my main camera. And I spotted a second one up there just as I was recording this. Well, honestly, I hope you can see something. As you can see, the reticle illumination is on. Down it goes. Check out the yellow on the feathers. It's a young one. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the case with the second one. Yeah, a youngster. And they're already making quite a mess inside. So the sky rats are nesting in this place. I gotta make sure I remove all of them from over there. And as I'm trying to locate the cat for a second time today, I'll put an end to this video with a question you may find interesting. Can you name one notorious person whose favorite dish was a young pigeon, or squab as they call it? I'll give you a hint. He was a dictator. Oh, and guess what? I managed to find her. Whatever progress I had with this animal, it's all gone. She won't trust me. I'm 15 yards away from her. She won't even get close to those pigeons if I'm any closer. Oh, she managed to take them both. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you in the comment section below.